Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of RAMJB AFV Combat School, Armor Fighting Vehicle, meaning tanks, tank destroyers, whatever that has armor is tracked and is going to fight in War Thunder in the incoming release of ground forces. Today we are going to be taking a look at something which probably most of you already are more or less aware of and know more or less the basis, which is the three different positions that you can assume in your tank using ground and terrain as a cover to fight on enemy fire on enemy tanks or enemy objectives. These three positions are hide position, turret down position, and hull down position. Probably most of you know what a hull down is. Um, as I'm mostly sure, the big percentage, a big percentage of the viewers of this video have played World of Tanks. In World of Tanks, hold down position is only effective for those tanks that have a lot of turret armor, because it was the way to ensure that the hits were in the strongest armor part of the tank. Size didn't really play a big role because in World of Tanks it's auto aim basically. You aim the gun at a point and the corrections for the gunnery are done automatically. It's point and shoot. So just by aiming at a turret, you were more or less guaranteed a hit. And as such, hold down positions were only desirable for tanks with great turret armor. Without that turret armor, the hold down position was even dangerous, depending on the tank. In real life, however, a hold down position is always desirable, no matter that the armor in the turret is less than in the hull. Why is this? It's because the turret is a smaller target. Just picture this. You are shooting at an enemy, which is at plain sight, and you have the whole enemy tank to shoot and hit. Meanwhile, he's shooting at you, and he only can aim at your turret, which is a very small portion of your tank. So hold down positions are really desirable because of size. It's much harder to hit, and the longer the shot is, the much harder it is, of course. It's harder to hit a smaller target than a larger target. There's another advantage of hold down position, and it's that it allows for shoot and scoot tactics basically in the moment. So you pop up, you take a shot, you go back into cover. That's shoot and scoot. If you have the cover readily available, because it's just on you, it's a hill you are shooting over, you only have to drive backwards and you will be in cover again. And this is very important. This part of tactics is really important to take advantage of. And this particular issue is as useful for arcade as for historical battles. Or for real. And we don't know exactly what's going to be in either of those, but this is going to be important for all of those. Hold down positions are really important. Of course, hold down positions are only available and applicable for tanks and armor fighting vehicles that have turrets. A turret-less tank destroyer has to show the hull, because the gun is on the hull. So well, enough of the intro. Let's see some pictures to see exactly which are those 3 points. Hide position, turret down position, hold down position. And here you have them in all their glory. Let's start from left to right to left. Sorry. Hide position is a position where the obstacle in front of you, a hill, a ridge, whatever, an elevation on the ground, is totally covering your tank. There's absolutely nothing that from the other side of the hill or the obstacle they will see you. The thing here is that they can see you, but you can't see them either, because you are so low that the obstacle in front of you is covering the enemy as much as the enemy is covering you are being covered by the ground. If you move up or move forward or move slightly above and you rise on the ground, you will reach the turret down position. Now, this is a very important position. Probably is the most critical of the three. A turret down position is that position where only the commander, which is on his hat on top of the turret, can see over the obstacle in front of him. So the whole tank is covered except for the very top of it, where is the commander's cupola, and where the commander can look over the obstacle in front of him. Now, this is a very important position, and this is key to understand that if you are in this position, you can see the enemy, but the enemy can't see you. Well, you might get unlucky and they might see you, but it's highly unlikely they will see you. You are so small in their eyes that they will never see you. So you have the proper situational awareness, while they don't know you are there, but you know where they are. So this allows for tactical calls. Do I want to move up and shoot? Do I want to go back and reposition? What do I want to do? And also, it's a very good position for spotting, because you are covered by the ground in front of you. A turret down position is vital for scouts, for instance, where there's no other available cover, yes, like bushes, brush, maybe a house or something that totally covers your tank. The only way to cover yourself from prying enemy eyes from the enemy is using turret masking. So using turret down positions. In those positions, they can see the enemy. They can potentially call airstrikes, which seems is going to be airstrikes or artillery strikes. Sorry, they can call artillery strikes on the enemy, which is going to be one of the features of the light tanks in War Thunder. They can relay the position of the enemy, the number of the enemy, the composition of the enemy forces to his own team, and meanwhile remain totally undetected. So probably the most important thing here is the turret down position. Because again, there's one thing in simulators and war games. Situational awareness is key. If you know where the enemy is and the enemy doesn't know where you are going to win. So, turret down position, really important. So, if you are behind a cover and you are in a high position, don't rush forward like mad. Just advance slowly, really slowly, until you look at the enemy. You can see the enemy. Because at that point, if you stop your tank, you, as the commander, the guy in top of your tank, you are seeing them, but they are not seeing you. And from there, you can make the tactical calls you need, you can relay information to your own team. If you are in a light tank, you can call for artillery strikes, you can call for air forces, etc. Really important position. Now, if you are going to assume an active role and actually attack the enemy, from the turret down position, you can go to a hold down position. The hold down position is moving even more forward and unmasking your turret. And at that point, the enemy will see your turret only. And you can shoot on them. Probably they will be totally exposed, while you are only a small turret on top of a hill. And it's very, very, very hard to hit those things, especially from a long distance, while it's much easier to hit an enemy tank if it's totally exposed. So, hold down position is only for those moments when you decide you are going to attack. So, high position, totally covered, you can't see the enemy can't see you. Turret down position, totally covered, you can see the enemy can't see you. And hold down position, you can fire on the enemy with much higher chances of hitting than they have to hit on you. If you can keep on going uphill, what you are going to do is to solve your hull. And you are going to show your weaker spots. And also, because lower hull plating usually is the weakest in any tank. And also, you are making yourself a bigger target. So, while using these tactics, be really mindful and try not to go too forward. Just enough for the gunner to see the enemy. And at that point, you are in a perfect turret down position. Now, there's a slight and well, slight no, it's actually really important. This is a consideration here. A turret down position is an active position. What I mean by an active position is a position from where you are going to take action. The action is going to shoot your enemy. So that position is only useful if you can shoot your enemy, because there are instances where you won't be able to shoot your enemy, particularly in those where your gun depression is not enough. The guns in the tanks, of course, have an elevation arc and a depression arc. Some tanks have more depression of the gun than others. And the more depression you have, the more tilted the surface you are in, you can be at, and you can still shoot at the enemy. But with poor gun depression, steep hills won't let you shoot at the enemy until you are too exposed. In one of the videos you are going to see later, you are going to see one of those instances where my gun depression wouldn't allow me to take a shot, and I have to expose my whole tank in order to take the shot. So if you know the enemy is aiming at you and he knows where you are, turret down position is only useful if you can use it. If your gun depression doesn't allow for that, don't take it. Reposition, hide again, go to red down, whatever. But there's no use in advancing and showing your whole tank, because then you lose all the advantages you have from the terrain in front of you that's masking your tank. So it's, as you can see, it's pretty simple. There are just 3 positions. Well, there are actually 4. Hide position, turret down position, and hold down position, and then exposed position. The last one is the one you don't want to be in. I mean, the theory here is very easy. Now let's see it in action. So here we are in our T-34, and we are just behind a hill. And we know at the other side of the hill are enemy tanks. So what we do is to go from the high position and move forward very slowly, taking a look and being careful not to expose ourselves to the enemy before we see them. So we have some bushes in front, we stop the tank. Look at there they are, 2 enemy tanks. So if now we go to the gunner position and take aim at the same place we were looking at, well, they are nowhere to be seen, because right now we are in a turret down position. We can see them, they can't see us, and our gunner also can't see them, because that's the difference between the view from the commander view from up there to the view the gunner gets. So if we go to the gunner, we have advanced a little bit, and now we can barely see them, but it's enough to take aim. So we estimate the range, some 400 meters, maybe a little bit more. Let's see if we hit. And yeah, we actually hit. Now let's take aim at the other one, the one in the left. That's mostly covered by the bush, but we know he's there. Now we have taken 2 shots. It's time to scoot, get out of the view. Our commander still can see them. You can see they are there, but they can't see us. We have taken 2 shots and they haven't done anything. So what we do now is to reposition a little bit, not too much, a few meters, but enough to use those buses in front of us as cover, turret masking. Now we are going to make sure that they can't see us. No, they can't. There's nothing there. They are just behind that bush. So we angle our tank a little bit. We will speak about angling the tank in other lessons. But in the meantime, we angle the tank a little bit, and they are shooting at us. So that means they can see us. We are in a hold down position. Yep. You can see they are shooting at us, but it's so difficult to hit such a small target as a turret. We take aim and hit. They are shooting at us again, but they can't hit us. Take aim, shoot again, and hit again. You can see how difficult it is for them to shoot, and meanwhile we are hitting all our shots. There goes one big explosion. That was a big hit. They came, another hit. Let's aim a little bit higher to hit the turret. Direct hit in the turret. One more shot just to be sure he's dead. And we are not taking any fire from them anymore, because those are two very dead German tanks. You can see how effective it is. First we pop up, we take a couple shots, we range also, then we cover, we use terror masking to pop up again, preferably in a well angled position, and shoot. You can see perfectly how the terrain is covering all our tanks, except for the turret. And you can see it's really effective. So yeah, let's move on and take a look at another example of this. So here we are, this time in a Tiger, and we know at the other side of that ridge, we have a ridge in front of us, there's an enemy tank. And we can see them, they can see us, we are in a high position, but we know they are there. So really advancing slowly until we get to see them. And in this particular position, you will see one of the problems I told you about in the Hulldown position, if your gun depression is not big enough. But sometimes you can overcome that if you take them by surprise. So we are moving forward slowly. Still no trace of the enemy. Oh, look at that! They are there. So our commander can see them, but the gunner can't. This is a perfect turret position. You can see they are totally unaware we are here. So we are going to take them totally by surprise. So we select the range, we are expecting maybe 500 meters, and we advance. But soon you will know, and you will see, you can see here I'm trying to get the gun lower. But I really need to advance a lot with the tank. He has taken a shot at me and I'm in an exposed position, but it's enough. He took a shot, an emergency shot, with a proper ranging, and we have the range already selected because we knew from the commander position the range to the enemy tank. And you can see we had to advance a little bit too much. So in order for the gun to be able to depress and shoot at the target. Had this guy been looking at me, probably I would have not advanced. I would have gone back, repositioned from another place where I could actually shoot from a Hulldown position and shoot, but taking them by surprise, it was no big deal, and we got him. And yet another instance of how to use terrain elevations in your favor. We are approaching an enemy encampment, and we can see a tank there. So let's go to the turret. Turn it and make sure they can't see us. No, they can't, but we can see them. So this is a turret down position. We know where they are, they don't know where we are. That's a TD, that's an SU-85, I think. So what we are going to do here is to turn our tank towards the enemy, go to the gunner position, turn the turret, swim to the front, and reacquire the enemy. There he is. Advance a little bit. Again, we are going to see that the gun depression is going to force me to move a little bit more forward than what I wanted, but still it's going to be enough to cover most of my tank. So it's going to be a proper Hulldown position. There you go. And you can see I have to advance a little bit more because my gun won't depress enough, but now it can. So I stop the tank, I take aim, Estimate the range. That's too little. I actually estimated it really wrong. Now I notice. Oh no. He's actually angled. I did the wrong calculation and my first shot fell way too short. But the second was almost on target. Went a little bit overheat. And the guy still doesn't know where these shots are coming from. Again, a little bit too high. Let's aim a little bit lower. This time seems we hit. But probably not a penetration. That was a hit. Now let's make sure the guy is dead and well dead. You never know. Until they start smoking, the smart thing to do is to keep on shooting. Making sure, no, he's not smoking. So let's shoot again. Missed by a inch. And yet again another hit. We take a proper look there. He's not moving, he's not doing anything. Well, just to be sure, one further shot. Oh, we missed by just a hair. And this time that was a perfect hit. You can see I'm not aiming with the center of the reticle. That's because the cell is rotating along its own axis, and as such it gets an effect. It hooks as it travels. Now we can see another enemy, but the gunner definitely can't. Again, this time we are in a turretdown position, against that enemy tank. So we are going to move a little bit forward. Again, being careful when the pressure is enough here. So let's take aim. Estimate the range. No, less than that. Shoot. And almost a little bit too far. Shoot. That was a hit. Shoot again. Another hit. But in the side, not sure that has penetrated. The side is very angled towards us. That was a perfect front hit. Shoot again, making sure the guy is dead and well dead. Several hits so far, but he's still shooting. I saw a muzzle flash there, so he's still shooting. Another shot. He's still shooting. Yet another hit. But he shots again. Probably he's immobilized, but still not totally dead. So, shooting. They are shooting at some of my other tanks, by the way, not at me. You can see the shots are going from side to side. Okay. There's another one there. We are in a turret position for him as well, so we take aim. The distance is more or less the same as the last one. We went a little bit long, so we aim a little bit shorter. Take aim, shoot, and that was a heck of a hit. There are more gunfire going. There is more gunfire going on, so we have been hit. So what we are going to do is to make sure we can shoot at whatever has shot at us. No, we can't. So what we are going to do is to scoot, get out of my position. We have taken shots, we have killed 3 enemy tanks. They have spotted us, they know where we are, so there's no reason to stay here. We got a glancing hit. It has just bounced off our turret, but we don't want to expose it any more than was necessary. So we go into a high position, and now what we will probably do next after this is to go that way, surround the hill that way, and pop up from a totally different angle to surprise them. So yeah, that's it for this lesson. That's it. That's how the positions work: high position, turret position, Hulldown position. I hope this helped, guys. I hope you learned something new, and as always, thank you very much for watching, and see you later.
when life's a little easy. The stress from the world outside. Every longer will be alright.